Father, we commit this evening program into your hands, O Lord.
Hands and legs for development in this.
Ask our Permanent Secretary to introduce and welcome our.
So we'd like to explore this opportunity, if this works well, and extrapolate it and try and see where else we could work together on this.
PS White Reef, PS of Waterways Environment. PS White Reef just mentioned about that this is my idea. This is our idea, because whenever we have something, we get together, sit down and say, look, why can't we do it this way? Just like the nature-based seawall. One day I called PS and some of the engineers in Suva boardroom, and I said, I came back from Tabuni, where we did about 500 meters of seawall for about 900,000, 0.9 million. And every year in the budget, there's about 1 or 2 seawalls. We get budget to do 1 or 2 seawalls. I said to PS, we put in one more level, put about 60 places where we need to do seawall. Then Reddy level, then the Eastern Division. 400-500 places. I said, PS, where will we get this 60 million, $50-60 million? If you wait for the budget, then it'll take us about 25 years, 2 per year. So I said, there has to be a better way. How about, we look at nature-based solution. And since then, we have done about maybe 9 or 10 nature-based seawalls. And each seawall will cost us about, maybe it depends from $10,000 to $25,000. Where the first line of defense is mangrove, about 3 or 4 rows of mangrove. Then we do boulders, about 7 meters. But before that, we'll have to create a wall of rotten rocks or clay. So then the boulders will come to the wall, 7 meters. And then on top of that wall, the wall is about 2 meters higher than the mean sea level. We plant vetiver grass. So in 2 to 3 years' time, that mangrove would be super, because mangrove grows very slowly. The moment you have got the rooting in this way, that is strong. So we'll have to wait. So then we had this tidal wave, the mangrove was not ready anyway. So when the waves will come, it'll hit the mangrove, it'll kill the strength of the wave, it'll come and then hit the boulder. So that's why I've got 7 meters of boulders. And then the wall. And this wall gets totally solid with this vetiver that we're planting. That's the seedling we have. Then anyone who wants vetiver seedling, we'll give you free. We have established this nursery here. We're going to establish more nurseries. So ladies and gentlemen, we cannot just look at textbook solution. Same thing applies to this project that we're doing before. We spent $1.3 million to clear Nakowanda River in Rekereki. You would have seen how it used to flood in Rekereki. And the shopkeepers there have lot of stock. And insurance companies don't insure stock below certain height, beyond certain height, below certain height. Only up till maybe 5-6 meters, and then. So up till there you clear the stock or take the stock, whatever. We spent 150,000 cubic meter, I think $3.3 million in Singotoka River. This is not completed. We have to do another 15-16 kilometers. With low tide, you can play rugby there. But we need dredges and not excavators. So we're looking for partners. So we said, look, we need to partner. I mean, we spend money to clear the Singotoka River and place the dredge material on the bank, and people are stealing and selling and making money. I said, man, this is not on. We need to find another solution. We don't have, look, every government has a limited budget. So I said, we have to find another solution. And I want to thank you for being here tonight, this evening. to partner with us. Under the emergency de-silting, we have a lot of rivers to do. Today, there's 16 creeks that you will be clearing with us in partnership, where we pick up the cost of, EIA, we get all the, fishing rights waiver, we do everything through Ministry of Lands. Everything is done with proper paperwork, so no one can say that, there is issue. 33.5 kilometers of creeks that we need to de-silt, which includes 16 creeks. Tabia, Navindamu, Watundova, Wavuavu, Bunialayala, Onibutu, Naselevu, Nakilikiso, Korotari, Nunguru, Nakama, Numbu, Mudisau River, Nalemba, Waleu, Nangingi. Often we only talk about bigger rivers, Navua, Nendi, Labasa, Gawa, Segatoka, Ba, Nendi, Rekireki, Nasibi in Tawa. But there are other creeks and waterways, we call it second degree waterways, which is threatening our farms, threatening villages, threatening settlements, threatening roads, threatening schools was constructed, some 40, 50 years ago. And now, slowly, the riverbank, due to riverbank scouring, these creeks are now threatening the infrastructure, the schools, etc. So we need to clear. This is just the beginning. There's a lot more. There's a lot more that needs to be cleared. If you talk to quarry companies, said, this thing should stop, we should not touch our rivers, etc. But look, we need to clear these rivers. These rivers are getting filled with silt material. Because then they're looking at their own business. We can understand why they say. They're totally against, But when we clear the river, we just can't come with the excavator and willy-nilly start digging. Because there is an established flora and fauna that we need to be mindful of. That is why we have done an environmental management plan. That is why we have done the scoping, to give you details and to guide you how to do, what to do and what not to do when you are excavating these rivers. So again, I want to thank you all for agreeing to partner with us. Our staff will be on standby to be with you at the site to assist you if there's any issue. And we need this thing to be cleared quickly. I was a bit disappointed when we did the commissioning of Odisha. Who was there? Which company?
Northern NTL.
Yeah, and never materialized. And we did a lot of song and dance in the media. But look, that needs to be done. All this that you're signing, if you don't want, don't sign it. If you have any doubts, don't sign it. We will get someone else to do it. There are a lot of companies who want to do it. They want to stockpile. They will not only gravel and sand, they want a normal silt, because they think a lot of people wanting it now to refill and raise. For example, the Camphasia in Avenue, and they want to fill it up. So look, if you want to sign it, you have a contractual obligation. You'll have to do it. And that's the volume that we have stated in there that you need to extract. So this partnership will not end here. You do it, we will definitely really acknowledge it and note it down, and then we would want to have this partnership with you. Because remember, these rivers, you excavate now, you clean now, that doesn't mean there's the end of it. There's a lot of material continue to come down. So we will have to continuously clean it up. Your record will be in our files, and we want you to engage you again to do this, clear this up. Reva River, there's about 24 dredging companies there, dredging 24 hours, 7 days a week. No, not really 24 hours, 24 dredging companies. Full time you see the dredging machines. For the last 7-8 years. No end to the silt material. No end. There's so much of silt material that is coming from upstream, catchment, etc. So same applies here. Go and see Kortari. Who's got Kortari? Which company? One of the companies has got Korotari.
Juicy.
Huh?
Juicy.
Juicy, Coke, whatever. Yeah, Juicy. So Korotari is full of gravel. Maybe this guy must be laughing, to the bank. Yeah. But there's another place he has got. It does not have gravel. It's got silk material. There may not be demand today, but he'll store it up and he'll sell it later on. Right?
Sorry, correction, cans, huh? Cans.
Or can't. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate that, And as you know, you probably will read it. You need to start quickly within 7 days. If not, that entire agreement becomes invalid. So we'll have to then have a Talanoa, whether we want to do another agreement with you or find another guy. Sanjay is, smiling there. So, PS and staff, I want to thank you for working, Fijian in particular, working very hard, and our Waterways and environment staff, environment is not here, for working together to get the environmental management plan and for getting the fishing rights waiver. It was a nightmare. I tell you, you know very well, you've dealt with landowners and Bengalis, but they worked very hard to talk to them, convince them to sign off the fishing rights waiver, that they will benefit, they will be getting the royalties that you'll be paying to Ministry of Lands, and from Lands it will go to them. So I want to thank you again for coming here this evening. We were a bit late. We were stuck up in Brickety, and there's this detour, so it took us a little bit of time. We got caught up there, but thank you very much. Naka.
Bubudialala Creek, Juicy, Haya.
Naka. Juicy.
Pinaka. Pinaka, let's put our hands together. The Nalemba Creek will ask Winnie Hire Services to come forward. Naka to receive. Winaka. The Watungova Creek also awards to Juicy Haya. Winaka Village. Nomu Village goes to Akan Haya Services. Winaka for Nakeli Koso Creek. Nakeli Koso Creek goes to Victory Engineering Works.
to